Hi. So my question is, there was mention of how the global protests reflect some of the issues that are going on within the individual countries, as well as the Black Lives Matter and anti-racist movements that are happening within the United States. And I was wondering if there's ever concern that the message that's going on within the United States could be diluted within the global protests.
Yeah, well, as I indicated before, these issues are not identical. I think the bigger problem is that the George Floyd's murder would be diluted by broader protests in this country. I think that's been a concern, particularly in the cities of Portland, in Minneapolis, in Seattle. That larger grievances that people have, might, overshadow the concrete concerns of African Americans who are residents in these local cities and whose problems with the police and with other, entities in those cities, is sort of being drowned out. I think in part this is a media issue. To the extent that in the search for vivid and flamboyant issues, it's much easier to focus on fires and fireworks than on the less exciting and scintillating slog through specific kinds of political issues. With regard to the international, one of the issues that haven't really talked about much yet is the fact that just as the United States is, becoming increasingly a country in which there are people of color, so are countries in Europe. The empire has come home for, countries like the UK and France. Larger numbers of people from the Middle East, Asia, and Africa are coming to countries like Germany, for example, and also to countries that never really had much of foreign empires. So the question of race, to the extent that it has been at the center of a lot of these justice movements and problems of injustice, is not limited to the United States, but I think is something that we are witnessing in accounts of incidents and events abroad as well.